Hey everybody, Wendy Devereaux here. Welcome to my channel. I'm making some blingy blades of grass today. I'll leave a complete list of all the items that I use in my description box below, and I will point them out as I'm using them. So yeah, you guys, let's get started. So I'm using a 16 by 20 inch canvas, and my paint color is Copenhagen Blue DecoArt, and I'm not going to bother putting on a base coat of white. Sometimes I do that with dark colors, especially if I'm using like Pebeo Studio paint or the Artist's Loft. They tend to make a mark on my canvas, and then I have to add an extra coat of paint. And I can tell right now that this one isn't doing it. The paint is all dry on my canvas and it's a pretty flat finish. So I'm going to put a coat of gloss finish Mod Podge on here. Just stirring it up. It's been sitting for a while. Okay, and I'm going to let that completely dry. Okay, the Mod Podge is all dry, and now I'm going to frame it out. And I'm using my gold mini mirror tiles. I get mine from my local Dollarama, but you can get mini mirror tiles off of Amazon. There's lots of suppliers on there. And I'm going to go with a row of 4 and then a row of 2. They're really easy to work with. You just bend them and then score. And I like to place my tiles all around my canvas before I actually adhere them onto my canvas, and then that way I can move them around and usually be able to get them nice and tight so there's no gaps. Okay, I have all my tiles cut out and placed on my canvas, and they're sitting on there so there's no gaps. And now I'm going to place them on my canvas. And I say this all the time, it's like a puzzle. I need to put them on exactly the same way that I take them off to pull the back of them so that they go on nice and tight again. And I'm not going to press them down until I have them all on, and then that way if I have to shift them around a little bit with a craft stick, I can. Okay, and then I'll just use a craft stick to push them a little bit. Take a soft cloth and then press them down. So I'm cutting out rows of 2 now for the inside of my frame. And to make it easier on myself, I'm going to make it the width of 1 strip. And then the only fiddling that I'm going to have to do is on the sides, because I want this to be tight with no gaps, just like my outside border. So I've said this before in my videos, I cannot draw. And I wanted to do some really pretty golden blades of grass. So I Google search, and it's actually pretty simple to do. I made a drawing for myself, and I numbered the blades that I have to do in order. And I'm going to do this freehand, and I'm going to tell you I'm a little nervous because I don't want to mess this up, but that's okay. I'm going to give it a whirl. And I'm going to do it slowly. This is my TriArt liquid glass. And I've just got it in a needle nose squeeze bottle. And I'm going to start with the number 1, the one in the forefront. And I know that I want the center of it, like the bottom part here has to be in the center. And this blade that comes down, I want it to be in quite a bit of a point. So I'm going to do my point right about there. And then come down. And then the number 2 is here. So I'm going to put a dot because I don't want to go past my frame. I'm going to put the dot, which will be the point, about there. And then number 3 starts partway down the first one. And I want the point to be about here, the tip, right? And then number 4 starts about here on the first one. Well, I better do my tip here. Be about there. And then 5, well, my tip about up here. Here's my tip. Oh, this one right here, I gotta come about like that. That's not bad. That was pretty easy. Okay, now I'm going to take a small craft brush, get these tips a bit more pointy. And all I'm doing right now is my outline. I'm going to add my glitter on here, let that dry, brush it off, and then I'll start sprucing up my grass blades. Some I would like a little bit of the paint poking through. Now I'm going to kind of add a bed of crushed glass and glitter down here. So I'm not too worried about this. I don't want there to be bumps. I'm going to come and fix that later when I put on my crushed glass. You'll see what I mean later on in the video. I just want to flatten that out a bit. There's going to be some glitter that gets on there, but that's okay. Okay, and I'm going to take my chunky gold ore Recollections. Let me put one here as well. Okay. Then I have my gold extra fine Recollections. Okay, so I went ahead and I brushed off the excess glitter after my liquid glass was dry, and I am loving the look of this. And now I'm going to fill in my blades of grass. I'm using my gold crushed filler glass. It's Ashland brand from Michaels. And I've got my gold glitters, and this here one is called Sky Blue. I wanted a bit of a lighter glitter in here. And then this is just a fine blue that I picked up from my local Dollarama. Okay, and I've got my liquid glass. I have my little craft brush. Just gonna move it around here. Float some of the bigger pieces. And what I like about the gold crushed filler glass is you can see the paint color poking through. I'm going to take my chunky gold ore, just add a little bit. Then I'm going to take my sky blue. And my extra fine gold. And I'm going to come right back in with my sky blue. Okay, I'll go in with my chunky again. I'm going to add a bit of this darker blue. Just a bit. just to give it some contrast. Sky blue again. And then finish with some extra fine gold. This one, I think I'm just going to put the dollar store blue and the sky blue. Add a bit of the chunky gold. And this one, I think I'm going to just use the dark blue. No sky blue. I want there to be lots of contrast with my blades. That might be too much contrast. I think I'll add a little bit of the sky blue, just a bit. Okay, now this one here, I'm not going to add any crushed. And I'm not going to bother cleaning off that bit of glitter in there. If I can see it after it's dried and brushed off, it'll be just fine. Now this one I'm going to combine the two blues, the darker blue and the sky blue. And I'm going to come in with a little bit of the gold extra fine. And I'm going to do the same with this one here. I think on this one here, I'm going to add the crushed glass. Little of the dark blue. And the sky blue. Okay, and then I'm going to make a bed, like a ground cover down here. Now I'm just going to do a gold bed ground cover. And the blue will poke through the crushed glass. Okay, so once this is all dry, I'll bring it back, we'll brush it off, and then I'll see if I need to do any touch-ups. Okay, this is all dry. Okay, so now that this is all brushed off and vacuumed off, it is so pretty, but I want to do a few extra things to it. I found these in my stash. I know these are Recollections stickers from Michaels, and I thought they would look beautiful in the center of my frame. Okay, so there's two more things that I want to do. I want to add more crushed glass and glitter down here because this is going too straight across for me. And then I want to add more gold glitter in my frame. So what I'm going to do first is add down here. Okay, and I'm just going to brush off the glitter that jumped over into my frame part here. I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glass on my plate, and I'm going to brush it on my canvas. And I'm just putting it in areas that I think I want some glitter. Okay, and I'm going to take my gold chunky Okay, everybody, here's the finished look. This is so cool. I'm going to have to do this again in a different color. I'd like to perfect my blades of grass, but all in all, I'm pretty pleased with this for the first go. I think I'd give myself a little bit more room so that I could curve some of these a bit more. And I ended up adding crushed gloss and glitter to this blade and this blade. It just didn't look right with just the glitter on there. This Copenhagen blue and gold combination is so pretty. The blue crushed filler glass would look really pretty as well. I think I'd also go with either a satin or a matte finish Mod Podge instead of the gloss. So yeah, you guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. It feeds the algorithm and it lets me know that you enjoy this type of a video. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that little notification bell, and you will be notified when I upload all my future videos. And as always, you guys, I so appreciate you taking the time to watch, and God bless.